नमः तस्मै ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। ॐ वेदोदधिं समुन्मथ्य ज्ञानरात्रं समुद्रितं येन तस्मै वसिष्ठाय गुरुणाम गुरवे नमः। वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय। सद्गुरु भगवान की जय। सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय। शब्द ब्रह्म की जय। सरस्वती महारानी की जय। योग वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय। हरि ओम। योग वशिष्ठ निर्वाण प्रकरण फर्स्ट ऑफ and 61st chapter, wherein we are discussing about the same thing. Same thing. There is nothing new. There are only two things, either the world or the God, or both not. Isn't it? Both not. It is something higher than the highest. But both are there. Some people of a kind of understanding, we can say, one who sees one in both, he will accept both. Just as we accept the tree, and within that the branches and the foliage and everything within that. So both can be accepted as one. In that way, some seers see God and world both together. It is nothing different from each other. So that is one view. Other view is both are not. Both are not. So neither God is there, nor there is any world. So how can we accept it? Both are not there. It is a critical angle of vision. It is very hard to understand. You see, as long as we go behind the meaning of the words, so God is a word, and world also is a word. There is no meaning of the words, so there is no meaning of worlds. So then what is there? There is something which is not the words, nor the word meanings. So from that angle of vision, neither God is there, nor the world is there, nothing is there. All the words are meaningless, but they are used in the relative world. So they indicate something. Even the pranav, the name of God, whatever we may attribute, whether it is Om or God or Brahman or Allah or God in heaven, or Jesus, Father, call it anything you like, but all these are only words. They have no meaning, but they have some indicative meaning. Just as I tell again and again, when I point out some bird sitting on the tree, look at that beautiful bird sitting on the tree. You don't look at my finger, but you look at the bird. Bird is not the finger. Finger has nothing to do with the bird. It is totally different. But yet it plays some role to see the reality. That's how all the words and its meanings are indicative. That's why we use. We don't give any importance to the words. So, God is not there, nor the world. From this angle of vision, neither God is there, nor world is there. Something is there which cannot be expressed by words. Expression is impossible. It is beyond all the impressions. And when it is expressed, it tries to express itself, then something other than the reality is expressed. Because expression has some medium. Expression is not the reality. In this way, whatever is said on God or world, everything is wrong. Wrong means it is something which is expressed, and that is not the reality. In this way, some people say neither God is there nor the world is there. Some say God is not there, world is there. World is there, that means whatever we see, we accept it as the reality, and whatever we don't see, we don't accept it as something. But look at our foolishness. This, our mind, is such a rascal, such a magician, such a strange something. It can think. What can it think? It can think whatever it cannot think. That power it has. That is the strange capacity of the mind. I said, the castle in the air, don't you think something about it? It is not there, but yet we think of it. That is the magic power of the mind. It cannot think, it can think anything and everything. It can think whatever unthinkable. Unthinkable is a word which mind can think. Just like the horns of a rabbit or son of a barren man or castles in the air. We see the blueness of the sky. If that is visible to us, if we can think of it, then what not is possible? Everything is possible for the mind. So in that way, mind goes on thinking, assuming things, everything. So in that way, if somebody assumes this world to be true, that also can be, because mind. And what is mind? Mind is that which is not. Mind is that which is not there. Mind also is the horns of a rabbit. So when I said there are some horns of the rabbit, how many are there? You can say anything and everything. Everything is possible. That's how it is said, Maya yam sarva sambhava. Anything and everything is possible in the illusory illusion. So that is what we were discussing now. Yes, Awaj. Sound is less.
So when there is a duality, we can say that you are there in Uttarkashi and I am where I am. So when there is no duality, do we say that we are at the same place?
Just now I told you, Maya yam sarva sambhava. We are in same place. We are in same place. How? Just for example, when I go to attend some meeting, it was in Uttarkashi town. I am going from Ganeshpur village. So if some persons ask me, where from you are? I say, I am from Ganeshpur village. And that meeting was transferred to the other city, say Dehradun. Dehradun is the state capital. So there some person asked me, where from you are? I have to say from Uttarkashi, because there is no question of small village named Goana. No. So I am from Uttarkashi. And when I go to Delhi to attend the same meeting, and what was my ID? I am from Uttarakhand, not from Uttarkashi. I am from Uttarakhand. And same meeting was held in America. I am from India. And same meeting was held in Mars. What is your identity? I am from earth plane. So now tell me, where are you and where am I? Are we not from same place? If both of us are there in Mars, what is our identity? Is it not from earth? So is it from one place or two places? You see, all these two or one, similar or different, they are understood only in relativity. As long as there is relativity, if we are from one place, from Ganeshpur village, even then there is dualism. You may be from the village, I may be from ashram. And even though we are both from ashram itself, you are from different room, I am from different room. So these limitedness, limiting habit has brought us for dualistic world. Or else, if one is there, there is no question. All these are difference or similarity are the play of mind. Now did you follow?
So Swamiji, is it right to say that all of us are always in the center of the universe?
We may say, why not? From one angle it is right, from other angle it is wrong.
From the non-dual angle it is right, and from the dual angle it is wrong.
Yes. Anyhow you can think it, and if you know the use of the words, you can play with the words. That is the magic. You can play with the words. The same word, what you say it is right, I shall prove it to be wrong. This whole world, nothing but is a play of words, network of words and its meaning, and we follow something or other. That's how we are in illusion. Nothing is clear to us. If mind is settled, fixed on one point, if the oneness is accepted and you have become one, then no question of all these questions. There is no question. No question, no answer. Understood? All these are play of our mind, play of the word, network of words, play of the illusory power. That's how everybody is different from others. This is how the world exists, or else there is no world. That is what we are discussing in this chapter. And Ramji asked, if the world is a dream for a realized soul or for the Brahma, the creator, why not it appears as a dream for the ignorant persons? It is matter of acceptance. Though we go to that extent that repetition makes the falsehood into right, true. Up to that extent we go. Repetition is the cause for reality. So the same question you can put, if you go on telling there is no world, there is no world, there is no world, only God, only God, only God, if you go on repeating, then is it not your brainwash? Come on, accept the logical inference. It is your brainwash only. So should we wash our brain? Yes, my dear. The answer comes yes. So, if you say yes, then we have already washed our brain accepting the world to be real. Then we have already washed our brain. We have not accepted the reality. We have accepted the world as real. So is it not brainwashed? Yes, it is brainwashed. Why not? Logic says it is your brain is washed. And then why there is need of washing it again? Now come to reality. Reality is in the way we have washed our brain. That is what we discussed yesterday. All is nothing but our mind's play, and mind is nothing but a dustbin. A dustbin. All the garbage is there. That's why, because of this rascal mind, we are in trouble. If you are happy in this world, there is no question of changing it. Very good. Go to hell or heaven, what do we care? Only this is for the people, seekers, who want to know something other than what is now here at present as accepted. Something other we want because we are not happy with it. We are miserable here. If you can accept this only, that dukhalayam sasvatam, the world is transitory and it is a place of miseries only, problems only. If you say so, then there is a way out, or else be in the ditch, go to hell, nobody cares. All these are only for the seekers. One who is not satisfied with this type of brainwash. We have washed our cloth with what? With black rubbish nonsense. Detergent. We have washed, no doubt, but not with the real detergent powder, but with some ink, Indian ink, black ink. We have washed it. In this case only we talk of God, or else don't try to think of God. Be satisfied with the world. Your brain is already washed, no need of washing it again. And why there is another type of brainwash? Because you are not satisfied with it. So now come to another type of brainwashing. Replace something, that is called God. That is also brainwash. Whether your mind accepts the God or the world, it has got no meaning at all. Whatever you accept, go on with it. This is what logic says. Accept the world to be true. Nobody cares for it. And people who are not satisfied with it, how it can be? It is always changing, it is not stable, and it brings only problems and miseries. Whatever we change for as something pleasurous, it will remain for some time. Nothing remains as it is. Everything changes. Can you reject it? Can you deny it? So come on, I shall take you to some constancy. So natural, so simple logic. Changeable is not acceptable. Constancy is the truth which we can accept. Let it be brainwash or let it be anything. We want something which is not going to perish. Whether it is bliss or whether it is pain, constant pain, that is same as constant happiness. Constancy is the reality. And that is what we see in the yoga. Equilibrium is called yoga. Samatvam yoga uchyate. The equanimity of the mind is called yoga. That is, there you find the truth. Because of this changing mind, the world appears to be something, and world also changes. We don't know what is going on changing. Everything is changing. I give the example of two trains passing again opposite to each other with full speed. And two friends are sitting in both the trains. Can they recognize each other? And if someone is standing at the platform and the fast train is passing by, the person sitting in the moving train may know little about the person standing there, very little. And both are standing face to face. They will recognize each other. So, we don't know what is constant and what is moving on. Whether the world is moving, or your mind is moving, or your vision is moving, everything is moving. What is reality then? What do you know? So you have to not wash your brain, wash your dustbin. Clean it. And the dustbin is made up of gold. It is appearing as some rubbish nonsense. Whatever you put now, it is yours. You can keep ornaments, jewels in this dustbin. It is not dustbin anymore. It is a treasury.
It is important to correct our vision. It is important to correct our vision because how we see the world is how we create the world or create our experience. It is important to see correctly.
Exactly, that is what I shout. Try to think properly. That is what I say. No, to think properly. Thinking properly means not thinking. To keep your mind steady. Just now I was telling, Samatvam yoga uchyate. If the mind is steady, no thoughts at all, that is no more called mind, and then you can understand the reality or unreality. That is the only way, no other way. Nanya pantha vidyate ayanaya. There is no other go. So, to think properly means to stop thinking. Don't understand to think something properly. What is that properly? Thinking means you are in delusion. Don't think at all. Thinking also is a process. No process will work here. Everything is failure. That is what again and again I tell our modern scientists say, when they blasted the atom, they saw some God particles. And the moment you look at it, it changes. You fools! Whether the God particles change or your looking, your vision changes, your mind changes. What is changing? Come on, answer. Everything is changing, and you attribute that changing phenomena to the God particles, and you say it is God particle. Why not a rubbish particle? Why did you bring the name of God and polluted the name?
Swamiji, the particle is changing, the mind, the vision is also changing.
Mind also is changing. That everything is changing. Why? Not only mind, not only the particle, not only the world, not only you nor I. Everybody, everything is changing. So nobody knows in what direction anything is changing. So everything is confusion. Everything is confusion. And we think we have found out the conclusion. Can you find out any conclusion from confusion? It is foolishness only. So Ramji was asking, if the world is a dream, then why it is not a dream for the ignorant persons? Why it is seen as a dream for the realized souls or the higher beings, the Brahma, Vishnu or Shiva? Why it is so? Why there is a difference? So Vasirji was explaining to Ram, my dear Ram, it is not, of course, it may be because of repeated thinking. Sometimes the repetition brings us the idea of truth. That is not so. Because it is not repetition which brings the idea of truth. Sometimes in a relative world it is possible. But impartially if we judge it, it is not the repetition. It is the knowledge, it is the light, it is the knowledge, it is the steadfastness which sees this world, changing world as a changing phenomena or the dream. How do you define dream? Dream is something which is ever changeable, which has got no arthakriya karita, means meaningfulness. There is no meaning of the changing phenomena in the dream. Why? Because if you have eaten something in the dream, it has got no influence over your hunger, and that appears as if when you got up, it appears as if you have not eaten anything. So now you may argue, you may question, as long as I am in the dream, I had satisfaction of eating. When I got up only, then only I came to know I didn't eat anything. Okay, the same argument, same reason is applicable in the case of the higher beings. They have waken up from the dream and they see the dream from a waking state. So they don't enjoy the enjoyments which is enjoyed in the dream. They don't enjoy it. Just as you don't enjoy your satisfaction in the dream, your eating, drinking, all those. You don't enjoy when you wake up. Similarly, these higher beings, they don't enjoy the world as a reality. They see it as a dream. Whereas you are dreaming, you are in the dream. As long as you are in the dream is real for you. Isn't it? That is what happening with the ignorant persons. They are in the dream. As long as you are walking in the beautiful fruit orchard and eating all those sweet mangoes and peaches or all those, you are enjoying it because you are in the dream. Only when you get up from the dream, that appears to be false. Similarly, we can look at the higher beings, Brahma, Vishnu, or the realized souls, the wise people. They look at this world as a dream because they are awakened from this dream. And what is that waking state? Waking state. Come on, let us look at our waking state. Our waking state, we think it is permanent. Whereas dream is impermanent. This is how we understand our dream and waking. The span of time, longevity. Now, of course, your long-lasting waking state, of course, is subject to time. That time is ever-changing. Time is ever-changing. So relatively, when we compare the dream with our so-called waking state, we are awakened, so we reject the dream to be real, and we say our waking state is real. But when we come to the time, time is ever-changing, so both are unreal. Both are changing. So, naturally, one who is beyond time, he can see the time and he can see the unreality of time, that is changing aspect of the time. Time is nothing but a changing phenomena. This is how the ever steady position of these great people, great beings, higher beings, or the realized souls, they are ever steady. They attain the state of constancy, equilibrium, steadfastness. From that angle, when they see this changing phenomena, this time also, space, conditions, everything changes. That's how they take it as a dream. So where is the confusion then. This is how,
Time,
pardon,
time you mean, by time you mean morning, afternoon, evening, like that, right?
morning, afternoon and evening, that is also time. Time is not this much only. Time is calculation, time is changing phenomena, time is your mind, time is your action and reaction, time is cause and effect, time is the whole world, time is confusion, illusion, and all the jans. Time is something confusion, itself is confusion because it changes. So, one who has attained that steadfastness, he can understand what is time, or else who is in the time, he cannot understand what is time. Only you can understand time when you are in samadhi or for some time in meditation. Then only you understand what is time. There is no time. That is what, to some extent, these modern scientists, they imagine. There is no time in the black hole. And our God is black hole and everything is black. Our Kalu, Chalu, the greatest black hole. I am the ever-consuming, all-consuming time. Kalosmi lokakshakrit prabuddha. I am the all-consuming time. He can declare, who is ever constant. He can see the time. And that's how this is, because all changing, all consuming. Changing means consuming. One is gone, the other has come. So that is called consumption. That is called time past and future. And one who is steadfast at present, he is able to see the time, ever present. And that is understood when we see the magic card. Magic card. This is why I have saved it. This is called time and world and everything. Both are seen. And really speaking, it is understood when you come to this side. Ever constancy, which is seen in between in the world. The continuity is not broken from background. They are the directors standing behind the screen. And the people in the world, they are just like the actors on the pandal. And the director is behind the screen, unseen, invisible. This is invisible. This is visible sometimes. Sometimes he wheels and the front screen is dropped. Then you know somebody is there behind. This is how the wise people, they are standing here on the background and they are able to see this changing phenomena. They laugh at it. Understood this?
Swamiji, to understand, it is easier to understand that time is changing, but how do we understand that space is changing?
Arey bhai, when you go beyond it, then only you understand. As long as within you are within it, you cannot. I gave the example of train. When you are sitting in the train, you cannot. It is going fast, running fast. You can understand nothing. And you will understand just the opposite. The side plants are running behind. And you are stable. Just the opposite you understand. Unless and until one attains that stability, nothing can be understood. That's why I am telling again and again, our mind, our understanding is good for nothing. Good for nothing. Useless, meaningless, hopeless, all the less. Don't rely upon yourself as long as you think something. So, I can barely say, not only you, I am also your friend, fool, the greatest fool. Don't keep me behind, I am running with you. Now, coming to our point, our Basidji explains, just as we imagine, पत्थर से पानी बहता है, चंद्रकांत मणि के पत्थर से, we see fountains coming out of the stones. Impossible is possible for the mind to see. अत्यंत असद वस्तुओं का भी ज्ञान होता है, जैसे स्वप्न में अपने मरण का, which is completely impossible, unacceptable, that also we see and accept it. For example, your death in this dream. Have you ever seen your death in the dream? I have seen several times. And it is said, to see the dream death is very auspicious in a way. That means you can, if you try, you can overcome death. That means it is something auspicious. The greatest you see, dream is dream, what we can say on it. The most you see, pleasant dream it can be, seeing one's own death in the dream. So we see impossibilities in the dream. I was taking a dip in Gangaji, and all of a sudden I saw I am flying in the sky. This is possible in dream. There is no sequence, there is no reasoning, there is no meaning. Everything is possible in the dream. So, dream is dream. And the mind has such power to accept anything and everything. everything becomes possible for the mind. अत्यंत असत वस्तुओं का भी ज्ञान होता है. We have the knowledge of the objects which are not at all there, just as the death of our own being in the dream. पृथ्वी आदि भूतों में स्थित जल अकस्मात आकाश में भी धारण किया जाता है. This is what I was telling. I was taking a dip in Ganga and I saw that Ganga is in sky, Akash Ganga. We also praise our, glorify our Ganga Mataji, telling Tripathaga. It flows in the sky, it flows on the earth, and it flows in the Netherland. Tripathaga. In 3 worlds, Ganga is there. Of course, we accept it, we glorify Ganga, telling it is Tripathaga. So Ganga can flow in the sky, isn't it? This particular point we can discuss. Whether it is only glorification of Ganga or it is real. Come on, apply your...
Real, it is real.
Real?
Yes.
How can you prove it? Of course, I accept it is real. Can you prove it? Can you satisfy your argumentative mind?
Yes. The cloud has the water and the rain is coming into the...
Come on, thank you. Humidity is there in the sky, isn't it? Thank you. And not only that, this water element, it is all over, all around the world, our earth, 7 times more than the earth. That means this element is more pervading than the earth, and it is, earth is within it. That's how we have heard the stories. Lord Vishnu took incarnation of pig to take out the earth from the ocean. It is only some story, but it has got scientific understanding behind it. Because water substance is more pervasive than the earth and more subtle, and so more pervasive, more purer, and it is in the sky also. How it is in the sky also? Sky is far more pervasive than the water. How can you say water will be always there in the sky? You see, from our argumentative mind, we can just go on discussing in a logical way. See, it is said from the sky, the original element, sky, which is known as all pervasive and ever present everywhere, and it is so subtle. So subtleness means more voluminous and more pervasive and more pure. In every respect it is more, just as our original source, some human being will be there, one being will be there. One has become many everywhere we see. One appears as many. So there must be some one human being in the beginning from whom we have taken origin as many. That is, in our scriptures we say he is Manu. Manu, from there the Manavas, the human beings, are generated. So Manu whatever DNA it had as a human being, that also is with us. It is all pervading. All the human beings, they have the same attitude, some common attitude, which is with every human being. Whether he is deaf or dumb or blind or eyed fellow, whether he is ignorant or very clever, let it be any type of human being. But human being, he is a human being. That humanity is there hidden in all the beings, human beings. So that is how, though all these elements have taken a origin from the sky is the source of all the beings. So from sky we found out the air. Air is origin from the sky. So this is a type of language I am using. And this is what is used in our scriptures. From the sky, akasat vayu. This is the language. The air is taken from the sky. So, now I shall give you some logical point. Okay. What is this? Some paper. Okay. Paper is all pervading in it. Paper hood is everywhere here. Okay. Now I am taking a particular piece of paper from the paper. What is this?
Paper.
And what is this?
Paper.
If you take out paper from the paper, paper remains all the while. Can you deny it? If this is taken from this remains as the paper hood is there. Understood? This point. Of course, many things we can take out from this example. The paper is taken out from the paper and yet paper remains as paper, though a piece of paper is taken out. That is identical. Piece of paper. So if anything is taken out of the original object, the originality remains as it is, and the piece or the part of the original property is also, it holds the paper hood, though only limited. So if this example is given to sky and air, what do you understand? In what way? Of course we have to say air is taken out of sky. Then what remained? The sky remained. Is there no water there? No air there? Just as this, if the piece of paper taken out from the paper remains. So if the air is taken, air means a piece of sky, identical piece, that is limited. Okay, then what remains? The sky remains as holding the air again. That is how Panchikaran also is given to us. Panchikaran means how these 5 elements are seen, how they are created, and in what ratios. Though the air is taken out from the sky, yet air remains in the sky. Sky remains as a sky only. So in that way, sky gives out half portion to 4 other elements, dividing into different ratios, and keeps up its purity as sky half. In that way, air, fire, water and earth is there in the sky also in that half, and other half is taken as divisible part or divided parts. That is not in this way as we see, because it is in one surface. It is all round surface in all directions. So just as a globe, in all directions, 360 degrees. Sky is not in one plane, it is all pervasive, means in all directions there is sky. So when the air is taken out, where from it is taken out? From everywhere, isn't it? This is of course partial example, it is not everything. So in this way, when the air is taken out from the sky remains with air, and that is how I can use my language, which will be little perhaps not acceptable, but more clearer. My language is, when sky appears as moving, that is called air. When sky moves, when the space moves, that is known as air. So we have the unit as matra, as the touch. When you move from there to here, I shall touch you. Movement is called touch.
And when it is solid, it is earth solid.
Pardon?
And when it is solid, it is earth.
Yes, solidity means emptiness.
You said when sky moves, you call it air. So when sky is solid, you call it earth.
Yes, come on, very fine. Oh. When it solidifies, it becomes earth. When it liquefies, then it is called water. When it heats up, it is called fire. Everything is within the sky, nothing has taken out. That's why we are hanging in the sky. Where is your earth? Where is your sun? Where is the whole solar system? Is it not in the sky, hanging somewhere, just as some dust particles in the great tornado? Is it not? See from a wide angle of vision. Where are you hanging, playing, swinging? Everything is within the sky. And not only one earth, thousands, innumerable earths are hanging in the sky, just as the Trasrenus. Trasrenu, the dust particles seen in the evening beam of light entering through the window inside your room. Look at it. All the dust particles are floating helplessly, meaninglessly. In the same way, the whole universes are there in the space. And that space is the first ego of the Absolute. First ego, which goes on changing. Ego cannot be settled. I am this, I am this, I am this. So it became many. Ekoham Bahushama. It went on identifying itself in different ways. And all these multiple identities we see, and we have names for it, meaningless names. Why don't you accept now? The one has become many. One has become many, and that many is nothing but the one. Everywhere the sky is present. Even inside your body, inside the stone, inside the water, inside the fire, everywhere. Sky is there present. So in this way, what our point was, just as this Ganga is flowing in the sky, why not possible? It is. That's how Ganga is known as Tripathagamini, and it is present everywhere. The life principle, that is known as perennial life principle, is known as Ganga. Gacchati gacchati iti Ganga. Ever-changing process is known as Ganga. And that's how it is present everywhere in the sky. Ganga flows in the sky. Proved. Everything, that is what I was telling now. Your earth is swinging in the sky. Your sun and moon also, all the stars also, your universes, innumerable universes, Rome Prati Brahmanda Nikaya. In the here ends, the universes are hanging and just playing, swinging. Hairs of whom? The Absolute. So it is beyond your mind. Though mind is so capable to think whatever is unthinkable. And beyond that, the Absolute is.
That dust particle example is very vivid, Swamiji. Every morning when I broom,
Yes, you see,
now that will stay with me.
it is said as Trasrenu. Trasrenu, the dust particles. You can see it.
Yes. Helplessly hanging there
Helplessly.
with its ego.
This is the case with our solar system, our whole universe. What to speak of your sun, poor fellow. And when you take the sun, where is your earth? And where are you?
Even when I broom it 3 times, they still come up.
It comes up. This is how Socrates gave an example to the king of Athens. The great Socrates, he had a vow not to meet the great people, but he was admired by everyone, great, wise man. So the king of Athens wanted to see him and came with all royal prejudice. He comes and stands before Socrates. Socrates was doing something and he didn't care to look at the king. So the king waited for a while. At least Socrates will welcome him as a king. No, nothing happened. And then the king was annoyed. He just shouted at him, "Oh Socrates, don't you see me? I am standing before you, the king of Athens. You are not caring for me. I am the king of Athens." Yet Socrates didn't look at him. Second time, third time when he puts the boot on the, what do you call it? Strikes the boot and shouts, "Socrates, I am the king of Athens. Do you know I can do anything and everything? You don't care for my presence?" Socrates then looked at him smilingly and spread over a map, earth map, small piece of map where all the continents and everything is there. So Socrates asked, "Oh great king, where do you stand? Can you show me here?" In a small world map, he asked, "Oh great king, can you show me where are you standing here?" Poor fellow couldn't say anything. This was the understanding of Socrates. Same thing we are talking now. Where do you stand? And never we can accept I am nothing. This is our ego. I am the great wise man. So many followers, lakhs of followers admire me. I am the great wise man. Oh, you fool. I was telling the story of the Pope yesterday or day before, who was a great wise man. After doing penance in the jungle for 12 years in absolute solitude, he came to the public and declared, "After 12 years of penance, I could understand I am the greatest fool under the sun. Before it, I was thinking I am the wise man. I have so much knowledge. Now I understand what is my knowledge." This is what I got after 12 years of penance. This is how we behave. So now, if all these discussions are kept in your mind, then what do you think of this world? Is it a dream or real, or what is it? And what is God, what is the world, and what are all these? What is your life, where do you stand? किस खेती के मूली? Huh? What are you? Where is your identity? Your Aadhaar card, your ID card. Set fire to it. You are nothing. That nothing, if you can understand, you are the one. You have forgotten yourself. Oh, the lion, you have been mingling with these shepherds, sheep. You have become a sheep now, and shouting like meh, meh, meh. Roar like lion. Come on, see your face in the water. You are nothing, at the same time you are the everything. You are the absolute. But we have forgotten, alas, our miserliness, our foolishness, our limited mind. Though the mind is so vast, anything it can do, yet it is so limited. It is so nonsense. It has limited itself in this way. Stop this rascal. This is skillfully done in the yoga. Stop this rascal. Don't allow it to enter in.
Say, we are nothing when we are in duality, but we are everything when we are in non-duality.
Yes, correct. 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 Exactly. तो कह रहे हैं आकाश में भी जैसे जैसे अकस्मात ये जल प्रवाह देखा जाता है, वैसे ही इस दुनिया देखा गया. इस वर्ल्ड इज सीन एज इफ दिस water flow is seen in the sky. बीतान के समान आकाश में भी जल स्थित रहता है. अरे ये तो मान रहा है फिर. आकाश में भी जल स्थित रहता है. जैसे मंदाकिनी स्थूल शिलाएं भी उड़ती हैं, जैसे पंख वाले पर्वत. ये सब असंभव को संभव हम जानते हैं और संभव को असंभव जानते हैं. जस्ट एज द मंदाकिनी रिवर फ्लोज इन द स्काई एंड द stone flies in the sky, the mountains used to fly in olden days. Yesterday we were discussing it, and now if all these are real, so the visible world also is real. इसमें संदेह नहीं कि शिला के भीतर सब कुछ पाया जा सकता है. जैसे चिंतामणि में इस संसार के भीतर सभी चिंतित विषय शीघ्र वैसे ही फलते हैं जैसे नंदनवन के भीतर. वी गेट एवरीथिंग इन दिस वर्ल्ड जस्ट एज ऑल द ऑब्जेक्ट्स आर अवेलेबल इन चिंतामणि, द व्हील फुलफिलिंग स्टोन. So also everything is, all the pleasures you can get in the garden of the heaven, that is called Nandanvan, garden of the king of the gods in the heaven. श्री राघव मोक्ष उत्पन्न हो ब्रह्म नष्ट हो, प्रपंच सत्य हो, भोग शाश्वत हो जाए, मर्यादा भंग हो जाए, वेद अप्रमाण हो जाए इत्यादि मोक्ष आदि के विषय में सत्य संकल्प लोगों के शीघ्र चिंतित भी मनोरथ नहीं फलते, यानी उत्पन्न नहीं होते। हे श्री रामचंद्र जी, अचेतन भी कर्म करता है, जैसे यंत्र पुरुष। दिस also we had seen yesterday. O Ram, anything is possible in this world, but unreality cannot be real. Na sato vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate satah. There is no absence in the presence. There is no presence in the absence. Absence cannot be present in presence. So, this unreality cannot be real. It cannot be seen in reality. The reality cannot be seen in unreality. O Ram, the inert beings also, they act like living beings. That is also seen, just as the robots, the puppets, the toys, they dance. Can you say the robot is a living being? It does everything. Similarly, the world does everything, gives everything, this looks like everything, but can you accept it as the reality? हे श्री राम जी, इत्यादि पूर्व में उक्त और दूसरे में भी असंभावित विचित्र कार्यों के विभ्रम संबर दैत्य जैसे विशेष और गंधर्वों की माया के विलासों से देखे गए हैं। All the possibilities are seen, visualized as reality. How the illusory power of the gods and the demons, and we are talking about the power of yogis, yogic maya. We discussed it many times. By maya, by power, it is power only. Power cannot be constant. Yogic power and all these powers of stones and valuable stones, gems, and the power of mantra, the medicines, and the boons, power of boons means grace of blessing of the higher beings, and by the power of this illusory maya, all these are seen. Can they be real? No. This is how this world is visible to us, and it appears to be real, but it is not so. All these are taken as examples. By the power of the valuable gems, many things change into something else, and your mind can be changed, the person can be changed, and the object can be changed. That is by the power of valuable gems, and by the power of medicine also. Medicine we were discussing yesterday. all the herbs they have, they are influence. Every object has its influence, that is its nature. Nature means its power, qualities. It has influence over all around it. So everything has its nature, swabhav. Swabhav, that is known as the quality of the object. That quality has influence over all other objects. So one atom has its influence over the whole world. So that's how it is said, whatever is there in the cosmos, that is present in the microcosm. Everything is one. That means if an atom blasts, the whole world has to change. And that is how it acts in the bombs, hydrogen bombs and atom bombs. When the atom blasts, then there starts chain reaction. All other atoms have to be influenced. That means to blast. As long as it is possible, of course, influence will not be eternal because it is influence. So it will be to some extent, as long as it goes. So this is how the influence of an object has over the other objects. This is how the influence of the medicines means the herbs and its properties. It can change others also. That is called influence. That is called medicine and cure of the disease. This is the science. And everywhere it is applicable. So the James also has its power. Your thoughts, if it is strong enough, you can change the whole world. That is called willpower. That is otherwise known as blessing of the higher beings. We respect the elders to get these blessings, to get some good wills. This is how we know it as a dua, good wills. It works. As long as strong it will be, so much influential it will be. So this is how anything and everything can change into something else. And this is how the mental power and the power of mantras, the thought power. When one thing is repeated again and again for a long time, it accumulates power. And that power is known as mantra power. And by that, many things is seen to be real which was not real. Mantra, yantra, there are some yantras. Yantra means the forms. The whole world is constituted by names and forms. When the forms are formed, that means the unlimited becomes limited by some ideas of demarcations. Then it is called formation. Formation means forms, that means limited, and that is being. It has become something. This is how the living beings and inert beings. So, the form is known as yantra. Yantra means the dimensional proper objects, whose dimensions are shown in a particular way. So, this yantra, we have some very, very powerful sect that is called Devi Upasaks, the worshipper of the Supreme Power. When Supreme Power is personified, it is the mother of the universe and it is the power, absolute power consolidated or personified. So that stands upon, that is the creative power and protective power and destructive power, all the three. So that is always demarcated as triangle, the triangular force. So this triangle is known as the yantra. Yantra means a form, and that form is everywhere there in the universe. So one form has influence over the other form. Relativity. And this is how this yantra, there are many kinds of yantras, not only triangle, but triangle is a basic yantra, where the whole universe stands. That is called Sri Yantra also. And many other yantras are there, which has got so much power. It influences your mind, your other objects. Yantra, mantra, tantra. Tantra means objects. It has got influence over everything around it. So, all these, the secret of science, it is there in India. Nowadays, of course, the modern science is dominating, so all these olden science is little inactive. All these all these processes which has got influence over other objects, they are very, very influential and they can change anything and everything to some extent. The change is always change, so it cannot be permanent. So powers are always limited because it is subject to change. Don't go behind it. Don't.
Swamiji,
Haji.
Swamiji, the power is in mantra, like particular Gayatri mantra or other mantra. Like in a Nanakji story, he doesn't follow any mantra. He just said Tera, Tera, Tera and get the all gyan. So I'm in confusion this. Like we need to repeat the power in repetition or in a mantra is a power.
You see, I gave you so many examples. Not only there is power in the mantras, there is power everywhere. Power is all pervading. So, some particular examples I gave you, which are more powerful and seen as emanating its power and influencing the other thing. That doesn't mean only the power is there in mantra and nowhere else. I told you my one-pointed mind is also powerful, willpower, I told you. So, Nanak Dev There is power in surrendering. When ego is there, you have limited your power and it is always changing. When there is no ego, then all the power you have. So Nanak Dev, whatever he said, it is worth contemplating because he didn't take any other path. His mind was surrendered to the Absolute. Tera, 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 tera. So he had all the powers. His words had so much power, influencing. So that does not mean also everybody has to follow the same path. There are thousands and one ways. Anybody can choose any way. Whatever is chosen by him, easy for him. How many times I gave the example of the top of the mountain. There are hundreds of tracks reaching the top. Any path you can take. But when you reach the top, there are no paths. It is only one peak. That is how the triangular forces ends in the final angle. It is one pointed only. All the powers lead to one point. That is how triangular force is the basic principle of the creation. That is how the power acts. Though it acts in various ways, it has the one point in the end. It reaches the highest point in the end. And it has come from there and it reaches there again. The secret of all the yantras, they will have some particular pointed end. This is how the whole world works. Though it is changing phenomena, it has to stop. Though it creates imbalanceness, then this imbalanceness is created with a purpose to bring balance again. That's how the waves are created. Look at your scanning picture, your thought waves, your sound waves. You can see in the cricket ground. When they give it to, they cannot see, and they give it to the third umpire. Those vibrations are seen. The vibration of sound in a vibratory way. So everywhere there is a top. Then it has to come down. Again, why it comes down? Because to go up again. This is the tendency. This is how the whole world changes every moment.
Only the top in the yantra represents the supreme, you said.
Yes, yes.
And Sri Yantra, there are so many triangles.
Yes, yes. Everywhere you can find the truth. In every direction. Truth is present. Only to concentrate on this.
And you said Sri Yantra depicts the entire universe.
Yes, yes. From this angle of analysis, we can understand how the world stands upon this power, supreme power, which is consolidated, which is we can say we have given it a form that is called Yantra. The power, when given a form, then it is called yantra. So yantras have power. So all these, they,
So that we can access the power Swamiji through the form.
pardon?
So that we can access the power through the form.
Yes, every form has its power, influence. That's how every being has influence over the other being. For example, when a wild lion comes before you in the forest, all alone you are there, what influence it has got over you? You can understand easily. Every being has influence over the other being. So now, tomorrow we shall see further. Now for today it is enough. And tomorrow we shall see, morning I shall inform you. Tomorrow is election going on here. So let us see what happens. Election, the state election, 14th tomorrow. Let us see if it is possible we will have the class. So this is how we have seen the influence. It is called power. It is called the Maya, elusive power of everything. The power of demons, the gods, and many things. And you know, in Tantra, some Ashtagandha, the 8 types of smells, they are used to make an ink, and with that ink you have to write some yantras, and if you keep it with you, you can influence so many. In those 8 gandhas, Ashtagandha, for example, I shall tell you, the musk is one, and the sandal paste is the other, and don't you understand how this sandal paste has smell? Everybody is influenced by it. So naturally it influences your mind. And so also is the case of musk and alatak and many other things, 8. Agar, tagar, some smelly objects. Ashtagandha. So naturally it will have influence over others. They make tilak out of Ashtagandha. Why Lord Krishna used to use Kasturi tilakam lalata patale bhakshasthale kaustubham. That's how he deluded all the universe. Kasturi, it has a tremendous effect over others. Gurlochan, another type, it is hardly available nowadays. So in this way, everything has its effect on the others. And some particular objects, they have got more influence. So, why do you use fog? Now, to influence others, isn't it? And when you have used some peg and to hide it, what do you do? This is how the influence. Huh?
This is actually a case, Swamiji, a young man
Yes.
was using fog every second day. And then the advertisement shows that the girls would come, but nobody was coming to him.
Acha, acha.
So he filed a case against the company, false advertisement, nobody is coming.
My dear, this is how the whole world.
He emptied bottle after bottle.
No girls are coming. Anyhow, everything has its importance over the others. So the whole world is like that. This is the play of supreme power, illusory power. Hari Om. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnada Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevamasisyate. Om Santi Santi Santi. Sadguru Bhagavan ki jai. सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय, शब्द ब्रह्म की जय, सरस्वती महारानी की जय, जगवशिरजी भगवान की जय।